Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for your inspiring talk. Great insight. It's always great to see other people taking care or caring deeply about the same topics that I really care. So, did you know every second employee in the workplace is unhappy? I'm gonna tell you why in just a few minutes, but first I invite you to think about this question. What is the most important invention of the last 100 years? One possibility, computer, internet, television. There are plenty of possibilities, plenty of invitations, but my point is, it's management. Because only management influenced our society in such an extent and made all these inventions, the other inventions, possible in the first place. Definition of management is directing and controlling people and things. And if we listen to Christine, this sounds kind of strange, at least to me, this sounds kind of strange. Directing and controlling people and things. Management started with Taylor about 100 years ago, and he split up the production process into really small steps. And this division of labor made possible that the production process was much more standardized and led to a highly efficient production process as well. But management didn't stop there. During the coming years, the tools got more and more sophisticated, like this organization chart. You all know this. And this made possible that the companies could grow. The average company size was 4.5 employees before industrialization. And this size grew to several hundreds and thousands in the coming years. So this org chart made it possible in the first place. And you all really know this project chart, this project plan really well. At first, it makes a project, an upcoming project, really controllable. And it gives us a feeling that we are in control and things are predictable. But as soon as the reality kicks in, we realize, well, either reality or the plan is wrong. And usually we try to fit reality to the plan, which kind of doesn't work out very well. But we have more management tools like financial incentives, performance management, we heard just before, budgeting process, and so on and so forth. But these tools were hugely successful. And they led to a highly global economy, thriving economy. If you don't take into account the few dozen crises we had caused by management as well, with wrong incentives and misunderstood system dynamics. And management was hugely successful if you don't ask the employees, because if we ask employees, we have a completely different picture. Every second, 50% of the people leaving company leave the company because of their direct manager. So apparently it's quite hard to be a good manager. So management is quite hard to do well. And even more, 52%, as I said, are unhappy at work. Wouldn't it be nice to decrease these numbers a bit? Wouldn't we all love more engaged employees and more happy colleagues? I think this is possible. And by the way, these numbers, these are not union numbers. These numbers come from research by Forbes magazine and Wall Street Journal. I think it's possible to decrease these percentages if we change the system, because the system of management was invented to turn human beings into semi-programmable robots. And of course, this is needed if we want to create a system that is highly effective and highly efficient. But the question is this really what we need today in the world like today? where we have trucks like this truck. I don't know if you've seen it in the media just a few weeks ago. This truck drove completely autonomous on the highway for several hundred miles and delivered, surprise, 50,000 cans of beer. What a great humanity. But we all know that Tesla is already now deploying cars that are ready to drive completely autonomous. The software will be ready next year. So the question is, do we still need semi-programmable robots in a world where we have completely automated factories and the spare parts are 3D printed right where we need them? And who of you orders from Amazon? Pretty much everybody. Amazon only needs 1 minute, 60 seconds of human labor to ship your next package. And believe me, they will further reduce this minute. And I haven't even talked about Amazon, well, Amazon, yes, but I haven't talked about Apple and Google and Facebook. And I haven't talked about the hundreds and thousands of startups using technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, Internet of Things, platform economy, robotics, 3D printing, and big data. And these technologies and these companies will disrupt the business models, and they will affect every industry, like we see in this chart from research by Deloitte. You see on the y-axis the size of the impact of the digital transformation, and you see on the x-axis the years until the impact. And you have, for example, agriculture, an industry that we don't really associate with the digital transformation in the first place. There will be the fully autonomous tractor being deployed next year, and sensors will be distributed on the fields and irrigate plants exactly as needed. Or we have the banking insurance industry. They are hardly challenged by regulations, but even more challenged by technologies and fintech and insurtech companies that try, for example, to fully automate the advisory process. And of course, we have the retail industry. They don't have much time left. Do you know Amazon sells 427 million different products? So who of the existing retailers can compete with such a number? So I don't think we need, in such a world, we don't need semi-programmable robots anymore. We need humans who are able to learn and adapt, so that our organizations can learn and adapt to a rapidly changing environment. See, semi-programmable robots are fine if you are in an environment like this, where you know exactly where to go and how to get there, like the last 100 years. But in a world where we don't really know where to go and even less how to get there, we need humans in the workplace who can learn and adapt in the organization. So what might have been right for the last decades definitely isn't right anymore, because management is not built for rapid change and fast learning cycles. So we need to stop the obscene waste of our people's time with projects that fail and marketing initiatives that have no impact and IT projects. You all work in IT or close to IT with IT projects that are doomed from the start. I think it's about time to change, and if you want to survive as an organization, you need the ability to make wise decisions, take effective action, amid uncertainty, complexity, and rapid change. So this means we need humans who have the creativity to take wise decisions. And we need humans who have the agility to take effective action. And we need humans who are able to deal with uncertainty, complexity, and rapid change. We need humans who are able to deal with digital transformation. And I emphasis on the human because you can't build a company that is fit for the future if this company isn't fit for a human being. Gary Hamel, by the way, is an economist and management researcher. The Harvard Business Review you had in your presentation is written by Gary Hamel as well. And actually, we know pretty well what humans need in the workplace. It's three things. It's autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Autonomy means the self-determination about task, time, and technique, the feeling of choice. Mastery means the ability to gain knowledge and use that knowledge in the workplace. And purpose means to be able to relate to the higher purpose of the company, to be in resonance with the aim of the organization. So we know pretty well what humans need. How come our companies look so different? How come we care more about projects and plan instead of our people? And how come our organizations How come our organizations waste their employees' time and their own money and try to motivate their people with the wrong incentives, the incentives that destroy collaboration and undermine performance? So to change this, we need a new kind of leadership. And this is agile leadership. Agile leadership is built on this scientific research and therefore enables autonomy, mastery, and purpose in an organization. Agile leadership definitely isn't easier than management. It's maybe even harder. And being an agile leader is not being a manager. Being an agile leader is like being a gardener who develops people and lets them grow. And the gardener who protects her system from negative outside influence, something you mentioned as well. And the gardener who gives the direction for the system with the right constraints that enable autonomy, for example. So, autonomy, mastery, and purpose is what humans need. But what's in for the company? Why should the company care about this? Autonomy, mastery, and purpose leads to a higher motivation, which is nice, because we all love more engaged employees and we all love more engaged and motivated colleagues. But there is more, extensive scientific research shows a higher motivation for employees leads to a better performance, and this is exactly why a company should care. So enabling autonomy, mastery, and purpose for an employee leads to a better performance, so it's a win-win situation, kind of. What's best for the employee is also best for the company. An agile leader uses agile practices and frameworks like Scrum, Kanban, or SAFe to enable decentralized decision making. And these agile frameworks, they enable autonomy, mastery, and purpose. That's built into the core of these frameworks. So they enable decentralized decision making. For example, 98% of the decision taken in a company could be taken on team level. Instead, we aggregate them up, or management takes control of these decisions as well, which first slows down the system significantly, so we lose velocity in the system for the company, and the employees lose the feeling of autonomy, which leads to less motivation and less performance. And Agile leader also think about new compensation models, because at the core of the current companies, the compensation models that are linked to individual goals, they undermine collaboration, they destroy collaboration, and undermine therefore the performance of the whole system, of the employees. Why is that? Because if you set an individual goal, an employee will do a lot of things, almost everything, to reach that goal. So it's not a system optimization, it's a local optimization. And this is based on scientific research starting in the 70s. So we know this for decades, but still the companies look really different. There are a lot of, well, yeah, I can, in the Q&A, I can maybe elaborate this a bit more. So, amid the digital transformation, the tools our companies currently use are broken. And we need new ways to organize, and we need to humanize the workplace, not only for the best of our company, but for the best of our employees as well. And to start this journey towards an agile organization and agile leadership, you don't have to wait to be nominated by a CEO or by middle management. It's up to you to start this journey. Thank you.